From beautiful Union Field in West Deptford Township, Comcast Cablevision presents high school baseball. Tonight it's the Eagles of host West Deptford against the Green Wave of Audubon High School. Hi everybody, I'm Bob Shryock along with Marc Narducci, and absolutely a gorgeous night for a high school baseball game, Mark, and one of the best matchups of the season, not only in the Colonial Conference but in all of South Jersey. A game that really might have Colonial Conference championship implications.
Oh, no doubt about it, Bob. I mean, Audubon's 12-1 in the conference. West Deptford 13-2. West Deptford the only Colonial team to beat Audubon with that great 3-1 win earlier this season. So obviously Audubon wants to get even up in the loss column. Both teams playing very well right now.
And both teams in Group 2, so they're liable to see each other again in the Group 2 playoffs.
Yes, the pairings haven't come out, but it looks as if Audubon will be the top seed, West Deptford will be the 2 seed. They'd have to meet in the sectional finals. Bob, don't bet against it because both teams have pretty deep pitching staffs.
And let's talk about that pitching matchup tonight. It's a good one, Mark.
It really is. For West Deptford, first of all, you have Bob Weinhardt, a left-hander who's 5-0 on the season, and a guy that's not going to throw a lot of gas by hitters, but he does a great job changing speeds, has a fantastic changeup, and against a team like Audubon that likes to sit back on that fastball, that is going to be very, very important. He'll be up against Andrew No, I think one of the hardest throwers in South Jersey, Bob. You know, No's gotten all the attention for his 11 home runs this year, but he's really a good power pitcher. He's been a little banged up, so he hasn't pitched that much. He's only 3-0 in the season, 4.67 ERA, and I think if I'm West Deptford, I have to take a few pitches on him. I have to make No throw some strikes to me.
And, of course, the wind blowing out tonight, Mark, and you talked about No with these 11 home runs leading South Jersey. This could be a hitter's night despite the good pitching matchup.
Well, you're absolutely right, Bob. I mean, it's 350 to dead center, and this has always been a hitter's paradise here at West Deptford, so you're right. We could be seeing a few out of the park. I mean, it was 3-1 the first time. I would expect to see some more runs here tonight.
Okay, West Deptford needs a win tonight to go ahead by one game of Audubon in the Colonial Conference standings. We got a good one coming up, West Deptford and Audubon, after this. Marc Narducci and Bob Shryock at Union Field in West Deptford Township, and what a glorious field this is. Of course, constructed several years ago with union volunteer labor here in West Deptford Township. It is a magnificent facility and a great venue for this West Deptford Audubon baseball game. First pitch of the game coming up, and it's inside. The leadoff hitter is Sean Quick of Audubon High School. The pitcher, the left-hander. Hit the second base. Easy one hopper.
Bob, that's Ryan Flynn, who I think is one of the faster players in South Jersey, and it's really key to keep him off the base paths if you are West Deptford. That's a good start from the Eagles' perspective because Flynn has 12 stolen bases. He's already equaled his total from last year, and he really makes this offense go.
Easy 4-3 play. Matt Gore to John Del Vecchio. 1 up, 1 down, and the DH for Audubon High School, Brian Jacobowski.
Interesting that he's playing today, Bob, because he had hurt his knee last week prior to a game against Woodbury. It buckled on him, got an MRI, and just got released, I guess, after Monday night to be able to play. So Jacobowski, he's only DHing tonight. He usually plays shortstop, but still to have his bat back in the lineup, this is a big boost for Audubon.
0-1 pitch from Reinhardt. Bounced to the right side. This will be an unassisted play easily for Del Vecchio, so 2 easy outs for Weinhardt here in the top half of the first inning.
Well, we talked about Weinhardt at the top of the broadcast, that he has a 5-0 record, a 2.09 earned run average, and again, this is a fastball hitting type team, so a guy like Weinhardt who really changes speeds and location, he's the kind of guy that could give this Audubon team some trouble.
Nate Schill, the shortstop, number 3-hole hitter for the Green Wave. 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the first inning. And inside corner. The umpire today behind the plate is John Black. Working on the base paths is Mike Josephs.
You know, I think Nate Schill's one of the most improved players in all of South Jersey this year. He was really banged up a lot last year, but he's hitting .480, Bob, as he takes that pitch for a ball. 3 home runs, and they all came in a game against Collingswood, but he's just been giving them great play. When Jacobowski's back, they move him to third base. He's also been an outstanding pitcher this season.
Right up through the middle, between the legs of the pitcher Weinhardt for a clean base hit off the bat of Nate Schill, first hit of the ball game, and he hit it right hard right back through the middle. And now the #1 home run hitter in all of South Jersey, Andrew No, with a man on first and 2 out. He has 11 homers. He hits them a long way, too.
Well, you know, he's 6'5", Bob, and about 2 1/4. And remember last year he had appendicitis, and he was able to play the baseball season, but he was never really 100%. Actually, he had a ruptured appendix. He had that taken out during the winter, and didn't really get his strength till the summer when he played for that great Brooklyn team that again went to the World Series, the National American Legion World Series, and finished in the Final Four.
0-1 to No, with Schill on first base, 2 outs, top of the first inning. No score. West Deptford and Audubon.
Obviously, you want to try to keep it inside. That was a little too inside.
He kept it inside already. Hit him with a pitch, so it's first and second with 2 outs. So after Weinhardt easily got the first 2 batters, Flynn and Jacobowski, Schill with a single, now No hit by a pitch, and that gives Tyler Inkster, the third baseman, a chance to put Audubon in the lead.
Yeah, now we, again, because Andrew No is pitching tonight, Audubon will get to employ the courtesy runner for Andrew No, and that's John Bellis, and Bellis has very good speed, too.
Inkster the batter with 2 on and 2 out. Breaking pitch missing inside, 1-0. So a little bit of first inning trouble for Weinhardt after easily setting down the first 2.
Inkster with 12 RBIs. Again, Inkster's really done the job on the mound for this team. Pitched in the diamond the other day when Audubon beat Williamstown, which, by the way, I thought was a real impressive win for them, Bob, as you look at Weinhardt's numbers right there. Look at that, 31 Ks, 2.09 ERA. I thought that was a really impressive win for Audubon because they went up against Dan Beebe, who's Williamstown's ace, and one of the premier pitchers in South Jersey. They beat them 10-1.
Pushing inside, good stop by Jason Williams, the West Deptford catcher. So Weinhardt falls behind Inkster, 2-0.
Again, at 286, Inkster sometimes a tendency to swing for the fences.
To strike, 2-1 to Inkster.
I think he was taking all the way that time, too. I think Rich Horan realized that Weinhardt was having trouble, at least in this sequence, throwing a few strikes.
2-1 pitch. Breaking ball high, 3-1. So hitter's pitch coming up here, 3-1 to Inkster with Schill on second, No on first, 2 down.
Again, that's the pitch that Weinhardt's going to have to get tonight, that off-speed pitch. He's going to have to throw it for strikes because you cannot let a good fastball hitting team like Audubon sit back there and wait for the heater.
Hit sharply right to the shortstop. Easy play for Sean Quick, and Weinhardt works out of first inning trouble. So in the middle of the first inning, it's Audubon nothing and West Deptford coming to bat. So pretty good first inning, Mark, for Bob Weinhardt. We're going to take a break from Union Field in West Deptford. Be back with the bottom of the first right after this. West Deptford batting in the home half of inning number 1. Quick, Gore, and Mancuso, the first 3 hitters, against Andrew No, the imposing 6'5" right-handed starter for the Green Wave.
Of course, Andrew No's going to the University of Delaware, Bob, and the interesting thing is a lot of times they tell these players they usually only want to use them as a pitcher or a hitter, but I think that the Blue Hens are going to have double duty for Andrew No.
Fastball for a strike to Quick, 0-1. Bounce to the right side, easy play for the first baseman, Horan. Son of the coach, the manager of the Audubon team. So Horan makes the easy play on Quick for the first out of the bottom of the first.
The thing about Quick is, Bob, he came in hitting .258, but as a leadoff batter, he had 11 walks, so he'll really work a pitcher. And as I said, I think that's going to be the important thing tonight. I think they're going to have to work Andrew No.
Gore, the batter, and he takes a strike.
See, and I think that's an example right there. I think Gore was taking all the way, as you see. 21 runs from the number 2 hole for Gore.
Strike 2, so No doing a good job of getting ahead of the first couple of West Deptford hitters.
Gore's another one, Bob. He's walked 12 times this season. So again, Sean McKenna from Quick and Gore in the 1 and 2 spots, those guys have been getting on base a lot.
Just missing outside, 1 and 2 count to Matt Gore, second baseman for the Eagles of West Deptford High School.
Of course, no, last year 5 and 3 with a 2.98 ERA.
2-2 count to Gore.
And he's had an ankle injury, Bob. That's one of the reasons he hasn't pitched much. The other reason is Inkster and Schill have given Audubon such great work on the mound that they haven't needed No to come in here and pitch twice a week.
Called strike 3, catching the outside corners. So No with his first strikeout and the first strikeout of the game. Too quickly down for West Deptford here in the home first.
Thing is about No, he's one of those pitchers who I think when I've seen him in the past, he actually throws better or harder as the game goes on.
Ron Mancuso's center fielder for the Eagles, number 3 hole hitter.
What a job he's done, Bob, this season for them.
Bounced right back to No, easy play, soft toss over to Horan for the third out. So a quick 1-2-3 inning pitched by No. End of 1 from Union Field in West Deptford. It's West Deptford nothing, Audubon nothing. Tom Arnone leads off for Audubon in the top of the second inning against the offerings of southpaw Bob Weinhardt.
Again, Arnone's one of those players. Rich Horan has kind of been juggling his lineup a lot, trying to get the best combination in there. He's moved a lot of his outfielders around. You see Arnone's average there, but just 19 at bats. So there's so much competition just to get in the lineup on this team.
Both pitchers doing a good job of getting ahead of the hitters in the count. 0-1 to Arnone. Breaking ball, bounced meekly down the first baseline foul, 0-2. Mark, this is an absolutely gorgeous facility. I'd say a lot of minor league parks would be happy if they look like this.
Absolutely, Bob. It's a tremendous... I've always said the only detriment is the fence is in too close to 350 at dead center, but they're going to try to actually get some fences to put on top of that in the ensuing years now and make it maybe a little more challenging to hit one out of here.
Good idea. With wind blowing out tonight, somebody gets one in the air to left field that could go. 1-2 count to Arnone. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Good pitch by Weinhardt. He gets his first strikeout. That's 1 up, 1 down. Top of the second inning.
And see, that's what Weinhardt makes you do. He has such good movement on both the curveball and the changeup, and he gets those hitters to chase it like that.
Number 20, Brandon Boyd.
Right fielder Brandon Boyd for the Green Wave of Audubon High School. Again, left-hander against left-hander.
And we talked about Boyd. Another guy that at the beginning of the season wasn't starting. Mike Kelly was out there in right field, and Boyd with just 27 at-bats this season. So, for a team that's ranked number 3 in South Jersey like Audubon, Coach Horan has not just had a set lineup. He has these people really challenging for positions. Each game is almost like an audition.
Strike 2. So again, Weinhardt ahead of a hitter 0-2.
Well, he's doing a great job, and not only that, Bob, against a team like Audubon, he's keeping this ball low. You throw ball high up in the strike zone, and they have a number of players that can take it out of here, especially as we talked about with the dimensions here.
Oh, just missing. Good pitch by Weinhardt. 1-2 count to Boyd.
That was a good pitch just outside the strike zone, and Boyd showing some pretty good discipline not going after that. It was a pitch like that Arnone struck out on outside the strike zone.
Hit foul over the Comcast truck.
I think Weinhardt's an example of a pitcher that, you know, not everyone has to break a radar gun to win at the high school level, and he's certainly an example of that.
1-2 pitch coming up to Boyd. 2-2.
Actually, we said 350 in center field. It's we were just given the dimensions. 344, right field 322, and
wow.
Left field 322. So certainly a challenge for the pitchers. As you saw Ralph Shiver, the third base coach.
Called strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts posted by Weinhardt. 2 down in the second inning as pitchers are dominating.
Well, what Weinhardt's doing right now is he's owning that outside corner. He got Arnone to chase one outside the strike zone on the outside that time. A perfect pitch to Boyd.
This is an Audubon lineup that is stacked with left-handed hitters against the left-handed pitching Weinhardt. And here's the third one in a row here in the second inning. Rich Horan, the son of the coach. Both of these coaches, Mark, with very interesting Gloucester Catholic backgrounds.
Well, Rich Horan was an assistant coach at Gloucester Catholic. In fact, when he was an assistant, Sean McKenna was playing at Gloucester Catholic, and Rich is a former catcher, so he worked with Sean and the catchers, and Sean McKenna said he worked them to death all the time.
A lot of great players at Gloucester Catholic High School over the years. Sean McKenna certainly would be in that elite group.
No question. He went out to Nebraska and had that great career there, Bob, and you're right.
1-2 pitch to Horan. 1-1 pitch, 2-1 now to Horan. 2 outs in the top of the second inning.
Of course, Horan's just a sophomore. This is still a relatively young Audubon team, and they have some guys on the bench, some arms, Flacco and Cannon, who just young players as well.
Gord to Del Vecchio for the easy out, so a nice 1-2-3 inning for Weinhardt in the top of the second. We've played an inning and a half at Union Field in West Deptford, still no score. Good ball game in West Deptford. Marc Narducci and Bob Shryock. John Del Vecchio leading off for West Deptford, home half of inning number 2 against the offerings of Andrew No. Ball 1 to the cleanup hitter, Del Vecchio. Plays first base for the Eagles.
Of course, he's done a great job on the mound, too, Bob. He's 7-1, had a big win the other night right here. They beat Haddon Heights 5-2. And even though Heights has been up and down, they threw their ace, Billy Kirk, who's an outstanding pitcher. So that was a really good win for West Deptford.
Ball on the strike to Del Vecchio.
Of course, in that first Audubon game, Del Vecchio was the winner 3-1, allowed this Audubon team just 6 hits.
2 balls, 1 strike to Del Vecchio.
A lot of times Audubon can get 6 before the first inning's over. Now, this is interesting. I thought West Deptford was chasing some pitches right away on No. As I said, I thought that they should take some more pitches on him. That went inside, and really good discipline by Del Vecchio to hold up on that. That's tough on that heater.
3-1 count to Del Vecchio. Strike 2, full count.
See, Bob, he was taking all the way that time. I mean, I kind of like that strategy, even though the Del Vecchio's hitting .463 this year with 25 RBIs. There you saw Sean McKenna.
Called swing and a miss, strike 3. That is 4 in a row retired by No. 2 strikeouts, and he looked sharp in the early going as well.
Oh, and that was his best fastball by far. And as we said, as the innings go on, he's the type of youngster who gets stronger and stronger.
Number 8,
Jason Williams, catcher for West Deptford. West Deptford still looking for its first base runner.
Williams at .386 this year, 13 RBIs.
And again, the pitcher's doing a good job of getting that first pitch over, getting ahead of the batters. 0-1 to Williams.
I saw No earlier this year against Haddon Heights pitch a 2-hitter against the aforementioned Bill Kirk. Boy, that time, that's a tough pitch, Bob. He jammed Williams that time inside, and you're not going to do a whole lot with that pitch, especially with how hard Andrew No can throw the ball.
0-2, Williams in the hole.
Yeah, there's some people that still think Andrew No may have a shot to get selected in the amateur draft coming up, June 5th to 7th. Of course, if not, as we said, he's headed to the University of Delaware, a great program.
Ball and 2 strikes to Williams.
The thing I'm impressed with No in the early going, as I said, Bob, he has a tendency sometimes to have trouble finding the strike zone. Not so. Even when he missed, he's not missing by much.
Bounce to shortstop. Schill with the easy hop and the easy toss over to Horan for the out. That's 5 up and 5 down, and No making it look easy through the first 2 innings.
That was a changeup that time, and if Andrew No can get people fooled on that, he's really going to be dangerous. We said he's 10 walks in 24 innings coming into the game. Poor Andrew No.
R.J. Tallerita, the designated hitter, bats in the 6th hole for West Deptford and takes ball 1. He bats for Weinhardt. Weinhardt being DH'd 4 tonight. So it's all pitchers so far, both No and Weinhardt pitching well in the early going. Good fastball by No, and it's a ball and a strike to Tallerita. Missing inside, 2-1 to Tallerita.
Of course, Rich Horan earlier this year went over the 200 win mark in only his 10th season. Of course, 4 state championships under Horan. So this has been an Audubon program that under Horan, before that, remember Diane Guida was coaching the team for a couple of years, and Horan was the assistant there. But this is just an outstanding baseball town. Of course, Brett Laxton, who played for them, is in the Kansas City Royals at AAA in Omaha. Had a cup of coffee in the majors.
Full count to Tallerita. I noticed on some of these West Deptford swings, they're having a little trouble getting around on No's fastball. Full count pitch. Bounce foul at the plate.
Pretty good job that time by Tallerita staying alive. That ball looked like it was out of the strike zone, but you know, with the movement No has on his pitches, it's easier set up here looking at it that way than when you're in the batter's box.
The West Deptford still looking for its first base runner, Tallerita, with a 3-2 count. And bounce down the third baseline. Tough play for Inkster. Comes up throwing, throws high.
Bob, he was almost out.
Yeah,
he rounded the base the wrong way.
Yep.
Tallerita thought it was an overthrow that time, and he was lucky he got back to the base.
How are you going to score that one, Mark?
That's definitely a hit. I mean, Inkster did a good job. He barehanded it and made the throw, but I'd give him a base hit on that.
So first hit of the ball game, first base runner for West Deptford as Tallerita beats out a slow bouncer down the third baseline to Inkster. Eric Stetnich bats for West Deptford. Takes the ball a little bit high. So West Deptford with his first base runner. Audubon has only 2. A little chilly at Union Field tonight. Wind blowing rather hard. Running on the play is Tallerita. High throw, and he'll get in safely with a stolen base easily. So West Deptford with his first runner in scoring position. Tallerita with the infield hit and the stolen base.
That was a good job by Tallerita because he actually slipped that time, so he really didn't get a good jump, but he stayed with it and got in there. So it shows a little bit about his speed. I think you have to do this against Audubon. You're going to have to manufacture runs because you figure you're not going to get a lot of hits against No.
2-0 count to Eric Stetnich.
And Bob, I don't think there's any question now at 2-0 he's taking here. Oh,
I guess
just
not.
as I said that.
2-1.
I would have been taking. I think the key thing is to make him throw a lot of pitches. Again, as we said, Schill went 6 the other day when they beat Gateway 14-4. So due to the pitching rules, he's out. He can't pitch. Inkster could go. Inkster went against Williamstown on Saturday, though, but they'd like not to have to go with him today, to be honest with you.
Pickoff play at second, and it was fairly close as the shortstop Schill on a time play got to the bag pretty quickly.
Well, it was close, and what made that more impressive, Talarita was not straying off the bag by that much, and still it was a close play.
2-1 pitch. Gets past the catcher and going to third base easily is Talarita on this was a wild pitch, right?
Well, I'd give him a pass ball that time
okay.
because I thought Ireland got his glove down there. Again, what you try to tell catchers is the fact that you want to get your body in front of it. He just tried to scoop it up there, but...
So Talarita at third base with 2 outs, first runner of the game to advance to third base.
It puts a lot of pressure on these catchers, too, here because of the long way to the backstop.
To left field, it's going to fall for a base hit, and that'll give West Deptford a 1-0 lead on a timely 2-out base hit by Eric Stechnich, scoring Talarita, who helped manufacture that run by beating out the infield hit, stealing second, and then going to third on the pass ball. 1-0 West Deptford.
Hey, I don't want the pot. Get the money.
6th RBI of the season for Stechnich, and it's interesting because it looked like No hung one up a little bit, and he took advantage of it. I think if I'm Andrew No and I'm facing these batters down near the bottom of the order, I make them hit my fastball before I start messing around with a lot of other pitches.
Phil Ginto, the batter, plays third base for West Deptford. So West Deptford manufactures this run with 2 outs in the second inning, and the Eagles lead at 1-0.
Ginto's 11 for 32. Again, you see Stechnich getting back to the bag, and Stechnich looks like he wants to run. I don't blame him. I would be running as much as I possibly could. In fact, Audubon might want to think about a pitch out here.
And Stechnich is running. Coming up firing with a 1-hop throw that's late is Ireland. And so a couple of stolen bases here for West Deptford in the second inning, and now they have another runner in scoring position.
I think before it's all said and done here tonight, we're going to see some pitch outs for Audubon because West Deptford certainly shows it can run the bases.
0-1 to Ginto. Fouled back. He's in the hole 0-2.
No is so tough on a batter when he comes in on his fists.
2 outs. Runner at second base, a run in for West Deptford in the second.
Excuse me, Bob. All 11 hits are singles.
Ball and 2 strikes.
Just missed on the outside corner. That was the right call.
Umpire hearing it from the Audubon bench.
I thought from this angle that just missed.
Called strike 3. Great pitch by No for the 3rd out of the inning. So he strikes out 2. However, West Deptford manufactures a run with Talarita and Stechnich doing the work after 2 full innings at West Deptford. It's the Eagles 1 and the Green Wave 0. Ryan Gilmore leads off for Audubon in the 3rd inning. Green Wave trailing West Deptford by a run. Marc Narducci and Bob Shryock. Great action for the Colonial Conference from Union Field in West Deptford. And Bob Weinhardt with 2 scoreless innings. Delivers ball 1 to the number 9 hole hitter, Ryan Gilmore.
Gilmore, of course, a very good athlete, the point guard on the basketball team, and has given this team really good play defensively.
Ball on a strike to Gilmore.
Wow, the other thing that's really impressive about West Deptford this year, I mean, the Eagles are 15-4 overall. In 12 of those games, they've held their opponents to 3 runs or fewer. I mean, that shows you the kind of pitching Sean McKem is getting on the staff.
One of the deepest high school pitching staffs in all of South Jersey. 1-2 count to Gilmore.
Of course, their pitching coach is a guy we all know. Talk about Gloucester Catholic, Nick Rizzo, who was an outstanding player, spent some time in the minor leagues after an outstanding career at Drexel University.
Swung on in this strike 3. Great breaking ball by Weinhardt. So Gilmore goes down. That is 3 strikeouts in the last 4 batters by Weinhardt. 1 down in the 3rd. And top of the order, Ryan Flynn, who grounded out to second base his first time up. Weinhardt with excellent control of his pitches early, although he did hit a batter. And ball one to Flynn.
Of course, Flynn is now hitting .410, Bob. He's going to Westchester. In fact, he and Jacobowski both signed with Westchester before the season. Actually, they verbaled before they could sign, but they agreed to Westchester. Took a lot of pressure off both of them, and I think that's two really good recruits for a Division II school, because both of those guys are Division I type talents. And I know Westchester's also looking very closely at Irv McFarland of Washington Township, one of the best hitters in South Jersey. And if they could get McFarland, I know they would just be absolutely ecstatic, because he's hitting the ball maybe as hard as just about anybody in South Jersey this year. He's having a great year.
Weinhardt runs his first 3-0 count. So Flynn will look at a pitch. Inside corner for a strike. 3-1 to Ryan Flynn.
I'll tell you, Flynn, as we said, 12 stolen bases last year. He already has that many this year. He might look at another pitch here, too. He can really work a pitcher.
And ball four. So Flynn walks. First walk issued by Bob Weinhardt. And the batter will be the aforementioned Brian Jacobowski, who bounced to first base his first time up, DHing for the Green Wave.
Brian Jacobowski.
A lot of left-handed hitters in this Audubon lineup facing a left-hander.
It'll be very interesting to see if they'll test Jason Williams. Flynn getting a good lead.
Ball one.
Bob, did you see that time, though? Weinhardt made Flynn go back that time with his move.
Flinched, yes. Absolutely.
Absolutely. He leaned the wrong way, and if you're going to have a move like that and can keep it. Now, again, Flynn is getting an outstanding lead. I expect Weinhardt to go over there. See, he went back again.
Get to the right side. They'll get the force at second. A real good play by Del Vecchio at first. He took his time, made an accurate throw to second to shortstop Sean Quick for the force out on the lead runner Flynn. That's 2 outs. Jacobowski safe at first on the fielder's choice.
Well, Del Vecchio had to do a very good job that time, because he had to be decisive because of the way Flynn can run. You hesitate at all, you're not going to get him. That was a close play and a really good decisive play by Del Vecchio.
That's 2 outs, and the batter is Nate Schill, who has the only hit tonight so far for Audubon. Sharp base hit right back through Weinhardt's legs. Slow breaking ball for a ball.
Schill now up to 493 on the year. Of course, his brother was Vaughn Schill, the All-South Jersey player, went down to Duke, was drafted and signed with the Seattle Mariners. Did not play very long in minor league baseball, and is now working in the investment field. But Vaughn Schill is, ranks as one of the all-timers in South Jersey. He was part of that Audubon group, Bob, that won 3 straight state championships along with Dan Severino. Dan, one of the assistants here at Audubon.
2-0 count to Schill. Inside almost hit him. 3-0. So now Weinhardt in danger of putting 2 on for South Jersey's leading home run hitter. Doesn't want to do that.
Well, the other thing is, pitching to Schill's no picnic either. As I said, he's healthy this year, and it's really shown. I think if there's a most improved player in South Jersey, it might be Nate Schill.
So Jacobowski on first. A 3-0 count to Schill. 2 outs.
I would actually give Schill the green light.
Didn't have it, takes a strike. 3-1.
Yeah, as you said, with no behind him and everything, but I think Nate is such a good hitter that he gets a ball in the zone. The thing is, he's still going to fill out. I mean, he's a player, I think, whose upside is just enormous.
Hit sharply to center field, falling quickly, diving effort missed, going all the way to the fence. That's going to score a run to tie the game as Jacobowski comes in and a stand-up double for Nate Schill. We have a 1-1 ball game, and that ball kind of sliced away from center fielder Mancuso.
I don't think Mancuso made a nice effort, but I don't think he really had any chance at that. And what I like about what Mancuso did, he recovered very, very quickly and got the ball back in there. Good effort by him. And I'll tell you, first base is open and Inkster on deck, and I don't know if I would throw Andrew Noah a strike right here, Bob.
So the double by Schill gets it even at 1. No bats with the go-ahead run out on second base.
That's Schill's 15th RBI in the year, and he is really heating up hitting now.
Number 23, Andrew Noah.
Schill has both hits tonight for Audubon, and the second one a double drives in the tying run. Hit a home run cut there. Ball on the strike to No.
What he was trying to do was pull that outside fastball, and actually, to be honest with you, you want to pitch no more inside so he doesn't extend his arms. Weinhardt got away with it there.
A little fire alarm activity behind us. Ball on a strike to No with a run in, 2 outs. Both runs in the game scored after the first 2 batters were out in the inning. Pickoff try. Oh, they had him. The ball gets away from the shortstop. They had him picked off at second base, Mark.
Well, they did, but the ball was thrown behind quick. He had no chance of getting that. He was rushing back to the bag that time. And you're right, they had Schill there. Ball thrown, if it weren't thrown behind him, would have had him.
No was hit by a pitch his first time. He had another pitch to hit, fouls it back 1-2.
It's interesting. I said you try to keep it on the fist, try to keep it inside. Weinhardt working No outside. No, though, is trying to pull the ball instead of go the other way on that outside pitch. Although he could hit it to all fields.
So Weinhardt trying to retire a dangerous hitter here with the go-ahead run out on second base for Audubon. Hit the right field, hit pretty well, but that'll be well out of play.
Bob, that was a great adjustment that time by No. We talked about how he was trying to pull that outside pitch. That time he did go the other way, and he barely got a bat on that ball, and you saw how far it went. It just shows you just the sheer power that he has.
Another 1-2 pitch coming up to Andrew now. Breaking ball fouled back. Good job by No there, because that slow breaking ball tantalized him, almost struck him out.
And it had pretty good movement on it. That was a nice pitch that time by Weinhardt. Kept it inside on him, a little bit high out of the strike zone, but No stayed alive. I'll tell you right now, I might, if I'm Weinhardt at 1-2, I might try to throw one in the dirt and see if No will go after and chase it.
So a run in, 2 outs.
Bob, you know what's interesting? Coming into tonight, in 66 at-bats, a power hitter like Andrew No, he had struck out 3 times.
Well, that is amazing.
That's pretty good discipline.
For a high school power hitter, absolutely.
Yep.
Make it 4. No strikes out. Good job by Weinhardt. After 2.5 innings, Audubon has come back to tie the game. We're deadlocked at 1. Colonial Conference Baseball at Union Field in West Deptford. We got a dandy. Andrew No pitching strike 1 to Mike Mastrangelo, the number 9 hole hitter for West Deptford. We got a 1-1 tie. West Deptford with a run in the second inning. Audubon bouncing back with a run in the top of the third. Outside ball and a strike to Mastrangelo, the right fielder for the Eagles. Nice crowd on hand at Union Field.
Mastrangelo 245, but 11 RBI, so he's been bringing some people in.
1-2 count to Mastrangelo. 2-2.
Boyd in right field is playing Master Angelo really deep, and then I'm not sure. In fact, all the Audubon outfielders are playing deep here.
Full count to Mike Mastrangelo, leading off the third inning for West Deptford.
Guys, there you see the alignment there. Mastrangelo with no home runs on the season.
One on this strike three, dropped by Ireland, comes up firing to first baseman Moran for the 1-3 out. The strikeout. That is 4 strikeouts for No.
Bob, one thing we haven't seen, and you probably will see it soon, and in fact, Inkster might be expecting it because he's playing a little up at third base, is to see a guy like Quick or Gore with some pretty good speed to try to drop one and get on base, drop a bunt.
Sean Quick takes ball one, bounced to first base his first time. So No's fastball cracking tonight. Got 4 Ks already. Ball 2.
Now again, this is where you work now. I know it's being a little defensive at the plate, but again, I think you take this pitch and try to really work the count. No?
Fouled back sharply.
West Deptford's a lot more aggressive than I am.
Indication of how that wind is blowing. It's blowing straight out and favoring the hitter, although it hasn't helped any hitters so far tonight. It is cool and it is windy at the field. Here are River Winds, the new marina project here in West Deptford Township. 2-2. It'll be one of the most spectacular developments in the history of Gloucester County, River Winds. And as we look out over the center and left field fences, you can see the houses being built right now. Swung on and missed strike 3, and that fastball is really cracking now, Mark.
Bob, you notice we said in the beginning of the game, he throws harder as the game goes on. Again, that was his hardest pitch that he's thrown.
Some of the River Winds project, and it will include a golf course, a community center, restaurants. It's going to be quite a major project here in Gloucester County. Strike one, and he is really in a groove now. Gore, the batter, struck out his first time. A little mini streak of strikeouts, 3 by No and 5 altogether. Bounced off the glove. Looked like he might have tipped it. Second baseman does the job. Did that touch the pitcher or not?
I think it did, and Gilmore did a great job because he didn't have much time to set his feet on that throw.
So it's the old 1-4-3 play. No to Gilmore to Ireland after 3 full innings from Union Field. 1-1. Good pitchers, duel, Weinhardt and No from Union Field in West Deptford. Audubon bats in the top half of the 4th inning. And the first hitter will be Tyler Inkster. Line drive, a sharp line drive to shortstop his first time up.
Bob, I don't think we can say enough about the job Sean McKenna's done at this West Deptford team. I mean, he came in last year. They were 5-17. There were some players that didn't buy into the program. They didn't last, and maybe took a few more losses than you would have if you would have kept people, but I think he set the tone, he set the discipline here, and now what a turnaround from 5-17 to 15-4. And there's some good young people in this program and also in the younger grades. Sean McKenna is very optimistic here about West Deptford.
Pop up, somebody should have it. First baseman Del Vecchio makes the call, stays with it, and makes the catch for out number 1. One down in the top of the 4th inning. Tom Arnor bats.
Number 19, Tom Arnor.
You know, there are not too many times in 1 week you get to avenge your 2 losses on the season, as that's foul by Arnon. We talked about Audubon losing to West Deptford earlier this year. They also lost to Shawnee in the Ralph Shaw Classic 4-2, and Shawnee and Audubon are hooking up in what should be an outstanding Diamond Classic game Saturday 1:30 at Deptford. That's a great quarterfinal matchup.
That's a great pitch in the inside corner by Weinhardt. 0-2 to Arnon.
He's really doing a nice job with his changeup too, and fooling the batters with that motion.
Arnon, a strikeout victim his first time, is down in the count 0-2. It's missing inside 1-2.
Arnon hitting an even 300. Not many at bats, just 20 on the season.
One-two pitch. Missing high, 2-2.
You know, it's interesting, Bob. We talk about Shawnee just clinched its division, the Olympic American. So when you clinch your division, I think that gives you a major advantage when you go into the Diamond and the state tournament. Audubon's still looking to in a hunt for the Colonial here with West Deptford. So it'll depend how you use your pitching and everything too. So
the Weinhardt had Arnon down in the count 0-2. It's now a full count. Ball four, so Weinhardt uncharacteristically loses the hitter after being ahead in the count 0-2. That'll bring Brandon Boyd to the plate. He also fanned his first time up. 1 on, 1 out for the Green Wave here in the top of the fourth inning. 1-1 tie.
Arnon has not stolen a base this year, but again, remember, Weinhardt with that move had Flynn going backwards, and you know Flynn wanted to run. We'll see. Again, Arnon getting a pretty big lead, but it looks like it's a one-way lead. I think he's ready to go back if he has to. No, stay there that time.
Just strike to Boyd, 0-1.
If you can get Weinhardt's move and not be fooled by it, you could steal on him because he throws a lot of change-ups, and they're good pitches to run on. But he's got such a great move over there. See, again, he had Arnon going back that time.
Ball and a strike to Boyd.
It's interesting. I don't think Weinhardt's thrown a pickoff throw, but yet he's had runners going back there. It's a great move. Arno's getting a big lead over there at first base.
Good stop by Jason Williams and the ball in the dirt. 2-1.
Yeah, Williams getting his body right in front of that. Interesting at 2-1. This is not a bad count to hit and run on here. I don't think Audubon's going to do it.
Just missing on the outside. 3-1. So Weinhardt having a bit of a problem with his control here in the fourth inning. Walking a batter now going 3-1 to Boyd.
Bob, I'd look long and hard at this one. Every time I say that the batters are going to take the pitch, they end up swinging. But I would look long and hard, 3-1, your 7-hole hitter.
Wow. You're on a roll, Mark.
Well, just because they're swinging doesn't mean they're right.
Full count. Now let's see if Arnon with 1 out is running on the 3-2 pitch.
This is a time when I might go over the first base. See, he had him going back that time.
Ball four, so back-to-back walks issued by Weinhardt. And that'll bring Rich Horan to the plate. He bounced to second his first time up. An opportunity for the Green Wave to grasp the lead here in the top of the fourth inning.
12, Rich Horan.
Weinhardt's got the numbers 8 and 9 hole hitters coming up. Two on, 1 out.
Horan has just 19 at bats. Again, he's another one that's been, as he takes that pitch for a strike, he's been platooned around with different people. Actually, Schills also played some first base.
0-1 to Horan, so he's gotten ahead of the last 3 hitters, but walked the first 2. Now 0-1 to Horan. And strike 2, so he gets ahead of Horan 0-2.
One thing he's doing with that change is he's not hanging it. He's throwing it for strikes. All Horan's 5 hits this year have been singles. I think, though, with the way he is, a good football player, he's going to develop some power in his time. He's just a sophomore. We talked about this impressive sophomore class from Audubon.
2 on, 1 out, 0-2 count to Horan. Key spot in the ball game here in the top of the 4th inning. Missing outside, 1-2. Three walks issued by Weinhardt, 2 of them here in the 4th inning. He's also hit a batter. He's only given up 2 hits, both of them to Nate Schill. 1-1 in this, strike 3, so a big strikeout of Horan makes it 2 outs and 2 on. And now Weinhardt can see his way out of the inning, and we can retire the number 9 hole hitter, Ryan Gilmore, who struck out his first time.
You know, in 40 and a third inning coming into tonight, Weinhardt had walked 21, so that's a fairly high ratio.
5 strikeouts for Weinhardt, and that was a big one of Horan.
This is a really key part of this game because you don't want to turn the order to the leadoff spot to Flynn. You want to punch out Gilmore here, just get him out anywhere you can.
Hit sharply over shortstop. It'll be into left field for a base hit. Rounding third base is Arnone. Might have a play. No, will not have a play at home. An RBI single by the number 9 hole hitter, Ryan Gilmore, gives Audubon a 2-1 lead. So the walks got him in trouble, and he paid for it.
Hung a pitch a little bit too, and Gilmore got all of it. You know what's interesting, Bob? That's just Gilmore's 9th RBI of the season, and
Number 2.
One of the biggest, that's for sure.
well, again, it shows the depth of this Audubon team when your number 9 guy can come through with a big clutch hit against a pitcher of Weinhardt's caliber.
So Audubon in the lead for the first time, 2-1, and Ryan Flynn bats. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. Trying to bunt his way on with a base hit. Bunts it foul, 0-1.
Well, that was a tough pitch to bunt because that time Weinhardt came in on Flynn, and a lot of times Weinhardt's been working the corners, and those would have been better pitches. That was not a good pitch to bunt.
2 on, 2 outs, a run in here for Audubon in the 4th. They lead at 2-1, and an 0-1 count to Flynn. And it hit him. Hit by a pitch.
That's like the pitch that hit No, where he actually threw it behind him.
So the base is loaded for Audubon with 2 outs, and DH Brian Jacobowski bats with an opportunity to give Audubon some breathing room here if he can get a base hit.
Number 5, Brian Jacobowski.
So that's his second hit batsman by Weinhardt, who also has walked 3. And a real critical spot here, left-hander against left-hander.
Jacobowski, as a number 2 hitter would, has very good bat control.
Ball on a strike. Jacobowski 0 for 2 reached in the fielder's choice and scored the first Audubon run in the 3rd inning. Inside, it's 2-0, and hey, Weinhardt in a tough spot here. Bases loaded, 2 outs, a run in, but 2-0 to Jacobowski with Schill on deck, and Schill has 2 of the 3 Audubon hits.
Now,
Both of them smashes.
Bob, I've been talking about 2-0, you work the pitcher, but Jacobowski's such a good hitter that he ought to really get a pitch here he can drive.
Ball 3. Oh, tough spot here. In danger of walking in a run.
There's Jacobowski hitting .352.
Ball and 3 balls and 1 strike to Jacobowski. Now let's see if Jacobowski looks at another one or whether he's swinging here with the pitch count in his favor.
It's interesting, hitting .352 this year, .363 last year. Very, very consistent player.
Must have gotten something in his eye. 3-1 pitch. Weinhardt's got to get it over. Second base, that should be the inning. Gore comes up throwing to Delvecchio for the out. That's a big 3-1 pitch by Weinhardt to retire Jacobowski. Audubon, however, gets a run to break the tie in the middle of the fourth inning. Audubon 2, West Deptford 1. Union Field in West Deptford Township, Colonial Conference Baseball, and it's a good one. Audubon 2, West Deptford 1 as West Deptford bats in the home half of the fourth inning. Ron Mancuso, who bounced back to the pitcher, the first hitter for the Eagles here in the fourth inning, and Andrew No finds himself with a lead for the first time.
Mancuso just committed to West Virginia Wesleyan, a Division II school, and I'll tell you, what an outstanding job he's done. He had that shoulder injury last year and still hit .401. He's hitting .484 now, and he's been one of the real spark plugs for this West Deptford team. Going there on both an academic and a baseball scholarship. Sean McKenna said he just recently committed there.
Ball and a strike to Mancuso. 2-1.
Leads his team, Bob, with 23 runs scored.
And 3-1, so Mancuso ahead in the count. A little carefully at this pitch as West Deptford finds itself trailing by a run.
Well, if he can sit on a fastball, he can certainly tag it.
Really does. Swing at 3-1, fouls it back. Full count to Mancuso. Some of the crowd here at Union Field in West Deptford.
Mancuso and Delvecchio have supplied all the power for this team. Both of them with 3 home runs this season.
Home plate umpire John Black getting the ball in shape for Andrew No.
Of course, the first time these two teams played, Mancuso got 2 doubles against Audubon. Bob, it's officially getting chilly out. The thermometer 59.0 degrees here that we have.
Good thing we dressed appropriately tonight, Mark. 3-2 pitch. Pop up, might be playable. But just makes it over the fence into the crowd. The count holds at 3-2 to Ron Mancuso.
That's actually a good job by Mancuso that time because No busted him in on the fists. Fought it off. How about West Deptford the other day? Went to the Diamond Classic and really gave Washington Township all it could handle, leading 4-3 going into the 7th inning, and then Craig Munch hit that grand slam and Township won 7-4. But if ever there's a good effort in a defeat, I thought that was so for West Deptford. I thought the Eagles played very well that game, Bob.
Good at bat by Mancuso as he fouls another one off, 3-2 count. A lot of good high school baseball teams in South Jersey. Yeah.
Well, the thing about the Diamond is, too, you get a Group 2 school like West Deptford against a Group 4 like Washington Township and get to match them up. That's what you like.
That was another one back.
Boy, that's a tough pitch. That was a little bit out of the strike zone high, but inside. And that's tough even to catch up with that fastball by No.
3-2 to Ron Mancuso, who's been battling Andrew No here leading off the 4th inning. Hit sharply into left center field, but hanging up, and it'll reach the fence. Gets between the outfielders and Mancuso, who had those 2 doubles Mark talked about in the last game between these two teams. Doubles here to left center. That's only the 3rd hit for West Deptford, but it's a big one leading off the 4th inning.
Well, he took an outside fastball, and that's a perfect example of going the other way with the pitch that time. And Mancuso has a great stroke, as we saw there, Bob. And at second base, it's interesting strategy now, what you want to do if you're Sean McKenna, because you have another power hitter, Delvecchio, up. I mean, do you take the bat out of his hands and sacrifice him? I wouldn't, but let's see how West Deptford plays it. Inkster playing way back at third base.
And they fake the pickoff try to second base. Delvecchio struck out his first time up, so Mancuso gives West Deptford a good start here in the fourth inning with that ringing double to left center field. No contact on the fastball by No. 0-1 to Delvecchio.
There was no thought of bunt there, was there?
Yeah, well, he probably trying to hit the ball to the right side to advance a run or two. Maybe he gets lucky and gets one through.
Well, the one thing on that play is that ball was rising way out of the strike zone. That's a tough pitch to catch up with when No throws it.
After an excellent pitch in the outside corner, 0-2 to Delvecchio. Not all the West Deptford fans agreed with the call.
And I have to choke up a little bit and be a little more defensive up there. No, we'll try to see if he tries to bust him inside here, Bob. Now, Ireland's setting up outside.
Good fastball, just missing high, right over the plate, but high. 1-2 to Delvecchio. Trying to advance Mancuso, who led off the inning with a double.
This Mancuso, he's getting a pretty good lead off second base, as you see there.
Hit to the right side. Excellent job by Delvecchio. They get the out. Gilmore to Horan, but Delvecchio does his job, Mark.
He really did, and he fought off a good breaking pitch that time and advanced the runner anyway. Obviously, it's as good as a bunt.
Number 8.
And that's pretty good coming back from 0-2 against No.
So Mancuso on third base with just one out and an opportunity for catcher Jason Williams, who grounded out his first time up, to get the Eagles even. Let's see how Rich Horan, the coach of Audubon, plays it in. Playing him back at short and second base. They're apparently conceding the run if the ball is hit to short or second. 0-1 to Williams.
Show you how tough No is. Williams is a .379 hitter as of now, and just did not get around that fastball that time.
0-1 to Williams.
Inkster's still playing fairly up, and just in case.
Oh, wow. Got the outside call there, 0-2. 0-2 count, so No has Williams buried in the count at 0-2.
Well, again, before him, Delvecchio became a little more defensive at 0-2. He's not going to chase that pitch. We'll see how Williams does it as well.
1-2 to Williams. Audubon 2, West Deptford 1. Critical spot here in the home fourth inning. Right back to the middle, and that'll get the run in and also get through for a base hit. Great job by Jason Williams. Single up the middle. Plates Mancuso with the tying run. It's a 2-2 ball game, and we got a dandy here at Union Field. A good job of hitting by Jason Williams.
Absolutely, on a 1-2 pitch that time. And No is such a good athlete, Bob. He tried to get that behind his back and field it, and he wasn't that far off from getting it. He spun that way, couldn't get it, but what a job by Williams, who was, again, down in the count, 1-2 to be able to get that hit.
So a 2-2 tie, and still only one out here in the fourth inning. R.J. Talarita fouls it back for strike one. Williams was running on the play. Talarita, with an infield single, stole a base, reached third on a pass ball, and then scored on a base hit by Eric Stechnich for the first West Deptford run in the second inning.
Remember, Bob, we talked about maybe Audubon thinking of pitching out. Williams got a great jump that time.
So an RBI single by Jason Williams delivers Mancuso with a tying run. And he is running. Swung on a missed strike three and another one-hop throw. So Ireland having a little bit of difficulty with his throwing tonight. Another stolen base. That's the third tonight by West Deptford. And Williams in scoring position at second with one out.
No strike out there. I'm sorry, I got caught up there. I thought that was the third strike.
Late swing by Talarita fouls a back, strike 2. Two-two tie. West Deptford led 1-0. It was tied at 1. Audubon went ahead 2-1. Now West Deptford is tied at 2-2.
It's interesting. Del Vecchio and Williams were both down in the count, 2 early strikes, and were able to make some contact. We'll see if Talarito can do the same. No looking to punch him out here.
On the third, called strike 3, and they get the double play, a double strikeout double play to end the inning as Talarita fans and Williams trying to steal third is gunned down. So after 4 full innings from Union Field and West Deptford, we're tied at 2. Bob Shryock and Marc Narducci at Union Field in West Deptford. An outstanding Colonial Conference game, a 2-2 tie. 2 of the top teams in all of South Jersey battling it out here under the lights at Union Field. And leading off for Audubon in the 5th inning is Nate Schill, who's had a single and a double, and he's hit the ball hard both times. Ball 1 from Bob Weinhardt.
Of course, Weinhardt has walked 3, has hit 2 batters so far tonight. Control hasn't been exactly where he'd like it, but he's right where West Deptford wants to be against this great hitting team.
Hit sharply again to Quick at shortstop. Comes up gunning nicely to Del Vecchio for the out. And that's 1 down. They retire a tough hitter, Nate Schill.
You know what I like about Quick? It looked like there was a little bit of a bobble there, but he didn't panic, and he took his time, and you saw the gun that he has from shortstop. Get that ball over there.
Mr. Mastrangelo. The West Deptford baseball team thanks Mr. Mastrangelo for donating money back.
Andrew No, the batter. Andrew, the #1 home run hitter in South Jersey. 0 for 1 tonight. Hit by a pitch and then struck out his last time up.
The thing about Noah is he has 38 RBIs with still a lot more baseball to be played. Remember last year, Bob, Mike Rucci, who's an area resident from Clayton, the great catcher from Gloucester Catholic, had 60 RBIs.
That's amazing in a high school season. Absolutely amazing. 1-0 count to No.
Of course, Rucci and his team have really, really heated it up. Great win over Steiner.
Ball and a strike.
Terrific off-speed pitch that time. No was thinking fastball and was way, way out ahead of that one.
2-1 to No. Weinhardt got Audubon without a run in the first 2 innings and has given up back-to-back runs in the 3rd and 4th. 2-2 tie. Foul off to the right side. And a 2-2 count to Andrew now.
Of course, as we said, both of these teams in Group 2, and there'll be some formidable competition. I saw Cinnaminson yesterday. Was very impressed with Mario Patrizzi's team. They've really come on, having won 6 of 7. Buna's a Group 2 team. Sterling, which has been very tough, has the young pitchers, Beckett and Regal.
Bounce foul down the third baseline.
He's really giving Noah a steady diet of off-speed pitches. But getting back to Group 2, it should be interesting. I mean, Delran, this is maybe not a vintage Rich Bender team, but a solid team, certainly one capable of scoring runs. But still, when it's all set, and Woodstown getting in for the 28th straight year, Bob, right. Qualifying for the South Jersey Group 2 tournament under Coach Lee Ware. And the Woodies will be ranked at the bottom, but you can never discount them in the postseason. But still, I still think the 2 teams we're seeing here on the field could be still standing when we get to the sectional finals in Group 2.
Full count pitch coming up to Andrew No. And ball 4, so No a base runner for the 2nd time. And that'll bring Tyler Inkster to the plate. He is 0 for 2. Line drive to shortstop. And a ground ball to first base.
Noah's walked now. That's his 10th walk that he's had this season. As again, we see Bellis coming in as the courtesy runner for him.
Number 16.
Actually surprised he doesn't have more walks than that. The more teams are pitching to him, to be honest with you.
Inkster the batter with the pinch runner on first base and 1 out here in the 5th inning.
You know, if there ever a time to test Williams' arm back there, Bellis has good speed over at first base. As we said, though, the runners have not been able to get a good jump. A lot of them are leaning back to first because of that great move by Weinhardt. See, there you see it there. Bellis is getting a pretty decent lead, but a lot of these leads have been one-way leads. They've been leaning back. See, he's getting a big lead there. There he goes back. And I believe that might be the first pickoff.
First pickoff try of the game by Weinhardt, yep.
And the thing is, if you're Bellis, you just still don't know if that's his A move, you know? And, wow, Bellis is really getting out there.
Yeah, he is a huge lead. To strike. Ball and a strike to Inkster with the pinch runner Bellis on first. 1 down, 5th inning, 2-2 tie. No errors in the game, only 7 hits, 4 by West Deptford. So it's been a pitcher's battle and a battle of good fielding. 2-1. Weinhardt continues to fight his control. For the most part, gotten away with it, but 2 walks in the 4th inning led to a run. Another pickoff try.
He had to go that way because Bellis was really, really getting off that bag.
No contact, 2-2 count to Inkster. Gets away the catcher. Bellis will get to second base easily. And official scorer Marc Narducci will make the call.
Wow, that's a wild pitch. That bounced in front of Williams. And again, you tell the catchers to get your body in front, and he tried to, but that ball was so much in the dirt that he wasn't able to get over there.
So another full count. Now a runner in scoring position with 1 down. A full count to Inkster. Sharply over shortstop into center field, and ranging in for the catch nicely is Ron Mancuso for out number 2. And Mark, that is the first outfield put out of the game.
The thing is about that, Mancuso made that play look a little bit easier than it was. That was a very difficult play, but what Mancuso did, he got a great jump on the ball and closed in very fast. Showed his speed out there.
Tom Arnon, the batter, 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Time called. Expected a tight ball game. That's exactly what we've got. Take the pickoff try second. Audubon's only loss in the Colonial Conference this year to West Deptford, that 3-1 count. Trying to avenge that loss tonight.
You know what I think's been a key so far? I thought West Deptford would be working the count. Noah's not walked a batter yet.
0-1.
I think, Bob, the Colonial, I talked to Sean McKenna about this. I think it's as deep as it's been in quite some time. A lot of years it's Audubon and someone else, and then there's a major drop-off. And even though Audubon and West Deptford are the 2 contenders, there are a lot of other really solid teams. Haddon Township, which beat West Deptford after being no-hit by West Deptford earlier in the year. I think Sterling's a year away from serious contention with the young arms and the junior catcher Joe Pepitone there. Haddonfield's come on lately. Even Collingswood under Jack Marcellus really started out roughly, but has really come on strong lately. In fact, Collingswood beat West Deptford about a week ago in that 9-inning game. So, you know, when you talk about that cliche about no easy games, there are very few easy ones. And even a team like Woodbury, Bob, when they put Zach Pendleton on the mound, I mean, you're at least going to have to hit to be able to beat him, the senior right-hander.
2-2 count to Tom Arnone with the pinch runner for no, Bellis on second base, and 2 outs. 2s are wild. 2-2 count, 2 outs, 2-2 tie. Ball 3, tough pitch to take, and Weinhardt thought he had that one for strike 3.
As you said, walking the 6-7 men in the 4th inning, Arnone and Brandon Boyd.
That's ball 4, so another walk issued by Weinhardt. That's 5 free passes in addition to the 2 hit batsmen. So Bob, who is known for his control, good control, is having difficulty in that category tonight. So 2 on with 2 outs, and the batter will be Brandon Boyd, 0 for 1 with a walk. And Rich Horan, the coach, talking to the umpire, John Black, about a possible lineup change.
Yeah, he's going to bring in Mike Kelly, and Mike Kelly was a starter early in the season. He's hitting .273 on the year and has a little pop in his bat, Bob. 11 RBIs, 1 home run.
So Kelly will be inserted as a pinch hitter for Brandon Boyd in a critical spot.
Mike Kelly.
Of course, Kelly had that home run against Riverside when Audubon won 4-2 in the beginning of the Ralph Shaw tournament for them. Game-winning home run. It turned out to be a game-winning home run when Riverside got 2 in the 7th.
Just striking the outside corner to the pinch hitter Kelly.
And again, Bob, Kelly would be starting on 99% of the teams in South Jersey, but it shows the depth on this Audubon team.
Tough pitch to take, ball on a strike.
We said even though he does have the 1 home run, he's a big kid that has a little bit of power. As you look at the courtesy run of Bellis there at second. Kelly headed to St. Joe's.
That's a strike. Ball and 2 strikes as Weinhardt jumps ahead of the pinch hitter Kelly. Bellis, the pinch runner, on second.
That actually,
Arnone on first, both on walks.
excuse me about that, really froze him that time. Let's see if Williams tries to get him outside here and move things around.
Time called by Kelly.
Actually, he was setting up more inside, same place where the pitch was before.
Down the first baseline, a tough hop played beautifully by Del Vecchio. Steps in the bag for the unassisted out on Kelly, and that'll do it for Audubon in the 5th inning. After 4.5 from Union Field in West Deptford, we're still tied at 2. West Deptford bats in the home half of inning number 5. West Deptford and Audubon in a 2-2 tie in a battle among the top 2 teams in the Colonial Conference. Audubon currently in the lead in the Colonial, but West Deptford could move up to the top with a win tonight. No with ball 1 to Eric Stechnich, who big single RBI in the 2nd inning to get the first run of the game.
That was Stechnich now hitting .250 on the season, and that was maybe his biggest hit of the year.
2-0 count. Strike 1, 2-1.
Well, there you saw Stechnich that time taking all the way on Andrew No, who, as we said, has not walk the batter. I think that's been a real key in this game so far for him.
That's a great fastball in the inside corner. 2-2.
Of course, he'll be joining a lot of local players at Delaware next year. Vince Vukovic from Eastern.
Ball strike 3. What a great pitch by No, and that's the first out of the inning.
Casey Fay at Gloucester Catholic, also at Delaware. By the way, we ought to say for Vince Vukovic's father, John Vukovic, certainly we wish him the best in his recovery. It's good to see he was at the ballpark last night.
Brain surgery, doing very, very well.
Yeah.
Phil Ginto takes ball 1 from Andrew No. Ginto struck out his first time up.
Yeah, it was on that no changeup pitch that he went on. Ginto from the 8-hole, giving West Deptford some pretty good offense at 333 now.
2-0.
Thing is now, this is second batter No's gotten behind, 2-0. You don't want to do this with the batters, especially the 8, 7, 8, 9-hole.
So No in danger of walking his first batter as he goes 3-0 to Ginto.
And one thing we'll see if West Deptford gets Ginto on here is likely activity on the base paths. I mean, West Deptford is certainly benefited by that aggressive style here tonight.
A 4-pitch walk to Phil Ginto, the first walk issued tonight by Andrew No, and West Deptford has the potential go-ahead run down on first base with 1 out. And the batter is Mike Mastrangelo.
A lot of times the number 9 hitter, even though there's 1 out, you might sacrifice. But I mean, the way West Deptford's been able to run here, I don't know. You give Ginto a chance to try to steal the base.
Got a little strategy session as Audubon calls timeout. The skipper coming out to talk to Andrew No.
That's actually assistant coach Chris Harris, who works a lot with the pitchers here. I don't know, Bob. It's a tough situation here. I almost, though, the way West Deptford's been stealing second base, I almost see if Ginto can steal one there. Of course, Mastrangelo's father, Rich, won the 50-50 tonight here, Bob. $130, he donated it back to the...
well, that was a nice gesture.
Yes.
That's something you would do, Mark.
Bob, I've never come close to winning, so...
I would do the same thing, of course. As would everybody in our Comcast crew would do the same thing.
I'd like to take a few bets on that one.
Mastrangelo struck out his first time up. One on, 1 out for West Deptford.
That was not O's A move, by the way, the first base. Neither was that.
Boy, there's a real good fastball for a strike. 0-1 to Mastrangelo.
I think No also, who sometimes takes a while to get it to the plate, did a good job that time on getting it there quicker as well. I think that's what they were talking to him about.
1-1. Beautiful setting here at Union Field in West Deptford, overlooking the, you can actually see part of the skyline of Philadelphia. Not too many places in Gloucester County you can do that. And this wonderful baseball softball complex here in West Deptford, one of the largest in Gloucester County in terms of numbers of fields. It's a great facility for the young people of West Deptford Township. Running on the play. Foul ball grounded to the right side, but they had a hit and run on with movement at first base.
I'll tell you what, Audubon's almost lucky that Mastrangelo fouled that off, because I thought Ginto had a very, very good jump on that play. Bob, this is a beautiful complex. You're right. Of course, they're playing the Diamond Classic Finals here, as they have been for the last number of years.
1-2 pitch to Mastrangelo. Ginto running on the play. Good throw this time, and they get him easily. Excellent quick release that time by Steve Ireland, who's had a little bit of trouble throwing tonight, but not a problem there, Mark.
Bob, it's interesting. I don't know if that was a pitch out or not, or if No just purposely threw it outside a little bit. Again, but that was a perfect pitch for Ireland to get his feet set and get ready on that outside pitch, and he gunned it down there. Give Ireland a lot of credit, because a lot of catchers would be demoralized first 3 times for stealing bases. Now he's thrown out the last 2, the runner at third base, and now...
And called strike 3, so a good finish to the inning as No strikes out 2 in the frame. We played 5 full innings from Union Field, and what a good one we have. It's Audubon 2 and West Deptford 2. We'll be back. Sixth inning in baseball at Union Field in West Deptford. 2-2 tie as Audubon bats in the top of the 6th.
Leading off the 6th for Audubon, number 6, John Bellis.
John Bellis stays in the game and bats here in Horan's spot. And takes ball 1 from Bob Weinhardt. Both starting pitchers still in there. Weinhardt has struggled a little more than No, but has really pitched well, gotten out of trouble a lot. And ball 2 to Bellis.
It's interesting that Coach Moran is going with a couple of right-handed pinch hitters. We saw Kelly the last inning, and now Bellis.
So Jason Williams takes time out to talk to his pitcher Bob Weinhardt, whose control has been a problem for him all night.
Of course, Sean McKenna, as we said, has done an outstanding job with this pitching staff.
So 3-0 to the pinch hitter Bellis, leading off the 6th inning, and he'll certainly look at 1, maybe 2 pitches here. They play 7 in high school baseball, so down to our last 2 frames. Let's go overtime. That is a 4-pitch walk to Bellis. And a big Audubon contingent of fans here tonight, and they're enjoying it down the third baseline.
Audubon has as good a following as any school, baseball school in South Jersey.
Brian Gilmore bats. Strikeout and a base hit, and this is what appears to be an obvious bunting situation for the number 9-hole hitter. Let's see what Gilmore does with Bellis on first and nobody out. Showing bunt. Pulls the bat back, takes a strike.
Remember when Flynn tried to bunt and he had that inside pitch and he bunted it way foul? That again was a tough pitch to bunt that time.
0-1 to Gilmore. Token pickoff try at first base by Weinhardt, who's had a lot of base runners he's given up tonight, but he's a gamer. He's in there in a 2-2 tie. He's gotten a lot of key outs in critical situations. Ball on the strike. And West Deptford fans think that should be strike 2.
Gilmore did pull that back just at the last second.
Gilmore calls timeout. Time was called. The Audubon bench thinks that he balked, but he did not balk because time had been called. The umpire tells the Audubon players to get back in the dugout. They're several feet out from the dugout at this time. Now they scurry to get back inside. Ball and a strike to Gilmore in an obvious bunting situation. The lead by Bellis at first is a good one. Wanted down the first baseline, but foul, and it'll be 1-2. So let's see if they risk a foul third strike bunt by Gilmore and a strikeout, or whether they let him hit away with a 1-2 count.
I'd let him hit away. That was not a good pitch to bunt. Way out of the strike zone, Bob. On the high and outside.
Key spot in the contest. 2-2 tie, 6th inning. Audubon with the potential go-ahead run on first and nobody out. But Weinhardt has Gilmore down in the count 1-2. Still showing bunt. And he bunts it, foul, strikes out, so Gilmore unable to get the job done as a strikeout victim while attempting to sacrifice, and that's one big out. However, Audubon to the top of its lineup and Ryan Flynn.
The reason I wouldn't have done that is, first of all, Gilmore got you that RBI base hit, so you know he can swing the bat a little bit. He has 9 RBIs on the year, and again, that was a tough pitch to bunt. I'll tell you what, Weinhardt really did a good job moving the ball inside, outside on Gilmore. That time it was inside, it jammed him.
Brian Flynn, the batter, 0 for 1, walked and was hit by a pitch. And it's ball 1 to Flynn.
That's a great job by Jason Williams back there coming up with that pitch. That was a tough pitch in the dirt. Came right up with it. Bellis wasn't able to do much.
So Weinhardt would like to get the next 2 hitters and stay away from Schill and No, the numbers 3-4 hitters. But the center field hit pretty well, but backing up on the play and making the easy catch is Mancuso for out number 2. Hit well by Flynn, but right to the slick fielding center fielder Mancuso. Brian Jacobowski, 0 for 3, did reach in a fielder's choice and scored a run in the 3rd inning. A real good ball game, Mark. It has a little bit of everything.
Well, you have the 2 best teams in the Colonial going at it. Certainly no surprise that they're playing with this kind of intensity and showing this kind of ability.
A little number that'll be stopped by the shortstop, and high throw. Oh boy, this will get the runner to third base. So a tough play in the hole for shortstop. Quick, came up throwing. Don't think he had him, did he, Mark?
No, he didn't. So you're going to give him an infield base hit. We talked about Jacobowski, who's not 100% with that knee, but still it's a throw. He was so deep in the hole that time, it's a throw. You just have to eat that play, Bob.
So it's a single and a throwing error, enabling the base runner Bellis to get to third base, correct?
Yes. Rich Horan's going to come with a pinch runner here.
So the wheels spinning now as Horan continues to make moves. So it's 1st and 3rd, 2 out.
Pat Kerper is the pinch runner. Of course, Jacobowski can re-enter.
That'll bring a tough hitter up to the plate. Nate Schill has hit the ball hard all 3 times. Single, double, and a sharp grounder to shortstop. And then they have behind him Andrew No, so not an easy situation for Weinhardt.
Now, Bob, this is an interesting situation. A lot of teams will send that guy at first to A, either try to get him in a rundown, or B, just to get him there. Now, we'll see if West Deptford throws down. If it does happen, there's a lot of strategy going on here.
1st and 3rd, 2 out. Schill, the batter. He's 2 for 3. Hit sharply to shortstop. Coming up throwing, and he gets it. Good job by Quick. Good stretch by Delvecchio at first. They got a tough hitter, and Nate Schill for the 3rd out of the inning. Good job by the Eagle defense. And an injury on the play. Delvecchio, the first baseman, injured on the play on that stretch, I guess. What happened?
Bob, I didn't quite see it. As you said, I don't know if he got stepped on or. And we certainly hope he's all right. What a season he's had.
We'll take time out from West Deptford. We're still in the 2-2 tie. Great ball game in the Colonial Conference. Be right back. As good a high school baseball game as you're going to see. That's the base umpire, Michael Josephs, who was in a bit of an argument with one of the West Deptford coaches between innings. Ended now. Everything seems to be okay. Sean Quick, the leadoff hitter for West Deptford in the 6th inning against Andrew No, who's been tough and delivers strike 1. Quick is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Both teams with 2 runs, both teams with 4 hits, only 1 error in the game. That's strike 2. So Mel, who has been doing it all night, gets ahead of another hitter. He's only issued 1 walk. Oh, 2 to Quick. Ball and 2 strikes. Foul tip held by the catcher Ireland for strike 3 on Quick. Second time he's fanned. And that's 1 down in the West Deptford 6th inning.
9th strikeout, too, by Andrew No. And, Bob, as we said, Andrew No has not pitched a lot of innings, at least for him, coming into today, 20-24. He does have 1 complete game on the year, and that was that victory over Haddon Heights that I had talked about.
Well, this has been No's modus operandi tonight, is getting that first pitch over for a strike, and he does it again to Matt Gore, who's 0 for 2. Tried to bust him inside, and that's a ball. They appealed to first base, thought he might have committed, but he did not.
That is a great job by Gore to be able to hold up on that.
That ball cracked in Ireland's glove. Throwing just as hard now as he did in the first inning. 2-1 to Matt Gore.
Well, we said that's his history. I mean, he actually throws harder as the game goes on. That's why I think he's going to be a very good prospect, if not out of high school, definitely out of college.
2-2. I tell you, those Audubon fans are making a lot more noise than the West Deptford fans tonight. Give them some credit. They're here to cheer their green wave on. Called strike 3, and that fastball now is